Hello, everybody. It is Therapy Thursdays, and as promised, we are talking about cognitive distortions, otherwise known as thinking traps. Cues the song. Dun, 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 dun. My mind's playing tricks on me. So, as we talk about this, I want you all to think about that song because when I realize that I'm practicing a thought that does not serve me, that makes me feel bad, or just makes me feel some type of way, that's the song I kind of sing to myself in my head. So it makes me get back on track. Okay? So cognitive distortions are unreasonable or irrational thought processes that can definitely impact our emotions. And so everyone uses cognitive distortions, but those of us who use them more tend to be a little depressed or anxious, just kind of as a foundation. And so we're going to go through a list. There's a few. We're going to quickly go through them. So the first one is minimization and magnification, kind of known as catastrophizing. And so that's like when you only see the worst possible outcome of a situation, or minimization is when you um, minimize the significance of an issue. So maybe all your bills are overdue and you're like, oh no, they'll get paid. And you got like the eviction notice on your door. That's the kind of thing that we're talking about. Okay, so when you just minimize, practicing these too often could make you anxious, right? And it definitely leads to ineffective communication because you're unable to really ask for your real wants and needs if you need help, right? So the next one is overgeneralization. So we all know about generalizations. All black people do this. Um, all white people do this. All tall people are like this. All skinny people are like this. Those are generalizations. Gosh, they make a broad interpretation from a single or few events. So when we talk about thoughts and how they impact our emotions, a, an example could be I felt awkward during our date. I always feel so awkward. Or I am always so awkward. Okay? When you make those generalizations about always feeling some sort of way and it's not a positive thing, it can really play a part on your self-esteem. Too much negativity on your self-esteem definitely will impact your behavior. Okay? So the next one is magical thinking. I definitely associate this with a more immature sort of line of thinking. The belief that acts will influence unrelated situations. So an example like this is, I'm a good person, bad things shouldn't happen to me. Now we all know that things happen in life regardless of if you quote unquote deserve it or not. Um, so it's a much bigger saying about who you are by how you react to a situation. Okay, um, so that's magical thinking. The next one is personalization, the belief that one is responsible for events outside of their own control. This definitely, when talking about personalization, we're often talking about our close, loved relationships. So it could be your children, the relationship you have with your children, the relationship you have with your parents, or your romantic significant other. And so the example it gives for this one is like, my significant other is always upset after work. She would be fine if I did more to help her. Um, everyone is responsible for their own emotions and their own behavior. The way the other person behaves or feels, you can influence, but you are not responsible. Okay? So the next one is jumping to conclusions. Interpreting the meaning of the situation with little or no evidence. This one, I can raise my hand and say I definitely fall victim to, but this one is assuming. And you know what they say about assumptions. So the first one is mind reading, interpreting the thoughts and beliefs of others without adequate evidence. And so you don't have enough evidence. How do you know? She doesn't like me. because she didn't wave to me. Okay, maybe she didn't see you. Maybe she was so preoccupied with her own thoughts in her own head that in her mind, she really didn't see you to say hello to you. It has nothing to do with her disliking you. So that's mind reading. The next one is fortune telling, the expectation that a situation will turn out badly. Um, oh, all right. I'm not going to get hired for the job. I never get hired for the job. Again, that's kind of a generalization as well as a fortune telling. Um, and it's negative. It doesn't make you feel adequate. So, again, that's going to play a part on your emotions and your behavior. You may not get you might not look your best going to the job interview, or you might not bring your resume because you already assume you're not going to get it. So that's fortune telling. Again, practicing these too often can really play a major effect on your emotions, which again will affect your behavior. So again, everybody has thought distortions, but when you're practicing them every day or every day throughout the day is when we can kind of start to see the problem. The next one is emotional reasoning. My big thing about this one is emotions are not facts. So this one is emotional reasoning. Because you feel some type of way, you feel like you know, or that is fact, or that is truth. That's not necessarily the case. It may be your truth, but it may not be the truth. Okay, did y'all get that? The assumption that emotions reflect the way things really are, which emotions are not facts. I feel like a bad friend, therefore I must be a bad friend. Moms do this a lot too. I feel like a bad mom, therefore I am a bad mom. That's, again, if you feel that way, you're probably behaving in a way that's going to make that a reality. Okay? So try not to think those negative thoughts all the time. It may like, and I say that to mean like if you feel like a bad mom, you might avoid calling your kids or avoid checking up on them. Well, if you don't check on them, then they might start giving you the side eye. So be very careful because thoughts can make you fearful. Thoughts can make you apprehensive for no other reason that they're thoughts and that they can play a real major impact on our emotions. The next one is disqualifying the positive. So this one looks like, hey girl, you look so cute today. And you're like, oh no, I didn't even do my lashes. Or, oh no, my hair looks a mess. I don't really look that good. Um, this, again, over time, it it makes you feel inadequate or like you have to um, be perfect. So you set these very irrational expectations of yourself, um, which again could make you start feeling a little anxious. So that's disqualifying the positive. The next one is should statements. The belief that things should be a certain way. Should does not really exist. All right. Your power is in the now, right now. So I should always be kind. Should you? Sometimes you'll have to be assertive. Sometimes you'll have to be understanding. And you can always be kind. And so if you can, if you're capable, then do that. Should does not exist in the time continuum. It's always, your power is always right now. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. If you could do something, I'm going to assume that you're capable of doing something, that you can do something, so then I'm going to tell you to do it right now. Go ahead and do it. The next one is all or nothing thinking. Thinking in absolutes, kind of very similar to the generalizations again. Always, never, or every. I never do a good job on anything. So this idea, all or nothing, if I never am good at what I do, I never will. So again, it doesn't leave for room for improvement, and it's just definitely negative. And again, it's gonna wreak havoc on your self-esteem. So that's cognitive distortions. I hope this. I know it's kind of fast. It was 10 minutes. I hope you all learned a little bit of something, and we will talk about this soon. Leave a comment. I'm gonna post this on Centrally Clear, as well as my Instagram. So, hope to see you guys later. Next Thursday, I'll probably post another journal prompt. Last week's journal prompt was talking about a thank you letter that you did not mean a word of. So, until then, you guys, I just came from a show. It was amazing. I hope you enjoy your Thursday as much as I enjoyed mine. And we're going to keep doing Therapy Thursdays until we get all the healing. Okay? So I'll see you guys next Thursday. And until then, enjoy your week.